first leg of the trip was from my home in Lakeland, Florida, to the Supercharger in Lamont, Florida. That was a 240-mile trip leg. So we're going on a road trip to South Texas again. First day we're gonna drive until Houston, Texas, and we're gonna try to make the first stop after 239 miles in I think it's called Lamont, Florida. That's 239 miles from our home. Let's see how it's gonna work out. If not, if we cannot make it, we have to stop at a earlier Supercharger. Let's see how it goes. So we are 1 hour and 30 minutes into the trip. So far we drove 87 miles, and it seems that we should be able to make it to the charger without having to stop earlier. Consumption so far has been really good. 282 watt-hours per mile for a Model X Plaid. That's not bad. Right now we are predicted to arrive at 10% at the Supercharger. Originally when we left it said 5%. It's starting to rain a little bit. That shouldn't really affect our travel too much. Right now the traffic is great. Rolling at like 79, 80 miles an hour more or less. And right now we're projected to arrive at like 12% at the Supercharger. We are now at the exit to I-10, and it's only like 71 miles to the Supercharger, and we still have 41% charge remaining, so we're gonna easily make it to the Supercharger, which is 240 miles from our house. So the rain has stopped, and we're still on track to make it easily to the Supercharger. The consumption right now is probably around 309 watt-hours per mile, so very good consumption. So there's a truck full of Teslas here. I don't think there's a Cybertruck on it, just regular Model Ys, I think. Yeah, full of Model Ys and Model 3s. So we are 13 miles from the Supercharger. We're gonna easily make it. So far we have traveled 227 miles with an average of 319 watt-hours per mile, and that's 3 hours and 22 minutes, so a little bit under 17 mile an hour average. The first part of our trip was on state roads, so it wasn't on an interstate, so that's why the average speed is slower. Alright, we're taking the exit to the Supercharger. We're arriving with about 10% or 9%. Supercharger has to be somewhere around here. Where's the Supercharger here? Let's see it. Oh, here. Here it is. That's hidden pretty good. So here we arrive with 241 miles, 3 hours and 33 minutes. The second trip leg was from Lamont, Florida to Robertsdale, Alabama, and that was a 242-mile trip leg, even though the odometer showed 246 miles. The next stop is going to be Robertsdale, and right now it says we're going to arrive at 5% if we stay below 65 miles an hour, but that's not true. I'm like going 76 right now, and I'm sure I'm going to make it. So we are 164 miles from our next charging stop. We're in the middle of Florida. and it looks like we're gonna arrive just afternoon, like 12:07 p.m. and traffic looks good right now, and hopefully we can make it. Right now it says we're gonna arrive at 4%, which would work out fine. Traffic is fairly good. I'm here right now, moving at 73 miles an hour, and it looks like we're gonna arrive at 6% in Robertsdale, Alabama. There's a Buc-ee's, and that's where we're gonna have our next supercharging stop. So we are only 40 miles from the exit. So far on this trip leg, we have been driving 202 miles with an average consumption of 336 miles per kilowatt hour, and we should be there in like 45-50 minutes. So we just crossed into Alabama, just 16 miles to the charging stop. We're gonna arrive at like 5% or something, which is okay. Welcome to Alabama sign right in front. Sweet home Alabama. We're almost ready for another charge. So we're taking the exit now to the supercharger. We made it with, right now we're still at 4%. We might arrive at 3%, but we made it. Here we are at Buc-ee's. Have to get over somehow to the other lane. But there's Buc-ee's over there. Alright. And there's the supercharger right here. Oh, there's lots of stores. So I think it's 16. There's some traffic here at this Buc-ee's. Let's take one of those stores here in front. Here at 248 kilowatts, which is a great speed. 870 miles per hour, so we should be done in 40 minutes. That's what it says. The Buc-ee's is really amazing. They have so much stuff. Like here you have all the sandwiches. Over there's the bakery, and they also have fudge. What the fudge? That's huge. Look at that size. The third trip leg was from Robertsdale, Alabama to Baton Rouge at Airport Highway. That trip leg was 217 miles. So we're heading now to Baton Rouge. We're gonna have a 5-minute charging stop there, and then the last charging stop, probably Lafayette, or maybe a little bit after Lafayette, I don't know. I'm trying to keep the stop in Lafayette short, as the rush hour traffic is starting at that time, and I really don't want to hit the rush hour traffic. A little bit of a slowdown here in Mobile, Alabama, in the tunnel. What is it, Mommy? But hopefully it's going to clear up after the tunnel. Yeah, we are now in Mississippi. We are not going to stop in this state. Next stop is going to be Louisiana, Baton Rouge. So it's 2:42 p.m. And we are arriving in Louisiana. So we are making really good time. Now we have to wait and see how the traffic in Baton Rouge is going to be, because it's going to be the beginning of rush hour, and we have to make a quick charge before we continue on. And here we have the Welcome to Louisiana sign. So we are 66 miles from the exit, and the efficiency is amazing in that flat terrain. Right now we average like 75 miles an hour. We had a couple of slowdowns. 2 hours for 150 miles, and we average 334 watt-hours per mile, which is pretty good for going at that speed. Alright, we are arriving at the next supercharging stop in Baton Rouge. The consumption has been exceptionally good, and we went 270 miles so far, so like 208 into the charger, with an average of 332 watt-hours per mile, and that's gonna be one of the, like, we're gonna have, after that one we're gonna have one more stop, I believe, or two more, I'm not sure. Alright, here's the superchargers. I see the Tesla's already in front. Looks like there's plenty of spots available, hopefully, if they're all working, but when it comes to Tesla, the reliability is usually pretty good. It's going to be a very quick stop. We're charging at 250 kilowatts. It says 12 minutes to continue trip, so that's a very quick charging stop. The fourth trip leg was from Baton Rouge Airline Highway to Sulphur, Louisiana. That was a 142-mile trip leg. Crossing the Mississippi River, I believe. I think that's the Mississippi. I'm not 100% sure. I might be wrong on that. Traffic isn't as bad as I thought it would be here in Baton Rouge. The sunset over the Louisiana swamp here looks pretty nice. We're gonna stop at Chick-fil-A to get some mac and cheese for my son before we stop at our last supercharger stop. Lafayette, and we're gonna stop for a quick food stop for my son. Here at the Sulphur Supercharger, it's only a 11-minute charge here to get to the hotel. It's just enough time to go to the bathroom, everyone. And now, right to the hotel. We should arrive before 9:30 p.m. in Houston. So we did 1,000 miles easily in one day. Fifth and last trip leg was from Sulphur, Louisiana to our hotel in Stafford, Texas, which is just south of Houston. We stayed overnight and charged to 98% at the hotel. We are entering Texas right now at 7:40 p.m. so we are much faster than last time with the Model Y because we had lots of traffic jams. This time everything went smooth. Right now we are scheduled to arrive at like 7% at our hotel, and I can't wait to get some sleep. So we're at the hotel. We arrived around 9:40 p.m. and I'm charging here at the charger at the hotel. Day 2, the first trip leg was from our hotel in Stafford, Texas to Kingsville, Texas, and that was a 219-mile trip leg. The next stop is going to be the Kingsville Supercharger. It's like 211 miles from where we are right now. It was 219 miles from the hotel. And we are on Highway 59 heading south towards McAllen. So we are 95 miles from Kingsville Supercharger, and traffic is good, no issues at this moment. Temperature is 60 degrees, so no AC use, so we get maximum range. We are arriving at Kingsville Supercharger, and we're gonna arrive, it says, at 8%. So we drove about 223 miles since the last charge at the hotel, and we are arriving right now at the Supercharger, and we're gonna charge for like 20 minutes here. It says like 20 minutes to continue trip. I might charge 25 minutes so I can go a little quicker, a little faster. And that's gonna be our last stop until McAllen. It's only like, I think, 150 miles to McAllen from here. And here it's a Holiday Inn Express, and the Supercharger is right there. Not very busy. It's a 150 kilowatt charger, so it's shared power. So I'm trying to park or charge away from somebody else. So I'm not going to take away their power. I'm gonna go for the last one there. This is a 150 kilowatt charger. It charges at 144 kilowatts right now. It says 20 minutes to continue the trip. Luckily, we don't have anyone charging beside us because that's shared power. So if somebody pulls in beside me, I'm gonna lose some time with the charging, but it seems nobody here other than us and 2 or 3 other Teslas. There's 8 stalls. Oh, there's 5 cars now at the Supercharger here. We need about 10 more minutes to continue the trip. Very quick charging stop here, and then we're gonna arrive on that charge in the McAllen area already. The weather is starting to get nice. It's like in the mid 60s already. So it's gonna be a nice stay here. The second leg of the trip on day 2 was from Kingsville, Texas to our destination in McAllen, Texas. That was only a 115-mile trip leg. So we're heading down south on Highway 281. We should arrive at McAllen at 3:37 p.m. This was the last trip leg, 114 miles only, and the consumption was not too good because we were going like 83, 84 miles an hour. First trip leg on our way back, we took a slightly different route because we actually left from Mission, Texas, and we went to Kingsville Supercharger, 113-mile trip leg. So on the way back, the GPS is taking us off-road here, but let's see, I hope it really ends up where we want to go. But the car can handle it just fine, but it's just weird that the GPS would guide us on this road. Getting close to Falfurrias, it's only 42 miles to the Supercharger. We used a lot more energy than forecasted because of a strong headwind right now. We have wind from the north. So that increases my consumption and reduces range. We're back at the Kingsville Supercharger here. The car is filthy, dirty from driving on the dirt road, but it doesn't matter. I can clean it when we get home. So far, no issues other than that. The second trip leg on our return trip home was from Kingsville, Texas to Wharton, Texas at the Buc-ee's. Little change of plans. We're gonna stop at the Wharton Supercharger because I can't make it to the I can't wait to Sugarland to go to the bathroom. So we're gonna change our charging plans. So it's gonna be Wharton, and the next stop is gonna be Sulphur, Louisiana. We're here at the Buc-ee's charger. Buc-ee's is here, so I'm gonna go inside to the bathroom now. Third trip leg on our return trip was from Wharton, Texas to Iowa in Louisiana, and that was a 218-mile trip leg. So we're done here at Wharton, and the next stop is going to be Sulphur, Louisiana. It says we're going to arrive with 13%, 190 miles trip, and let's see how it goes. So we are now near Houston, downtown. Still on Highway 59, we're going to get on I-10 in like 4 miles. Houston downtown over there. So we're almost at I-10 now. So we're leaving Texas and heading into Louisiana. This is the bridge. On the other side of this bridge is Louisiana. So we arrived here at Iowa Supercharger. There's like 16 chargers here, only 3 cars here, not too busy. And there's Henry's Travel Plaza. They're supposed to have some good food, so let's see. Fourth trip leg on the return trip was from Iowa in Louisiana to Covington in Louisiana. That was a 171 mile trip leg. We are just leaving Iowa Supercharger. That's Iowa, Louisiana, not Iowa, the state. We did 219 miles with an average of like 343 watt-hours per mile between Wharton and this place and Iowa. And now we decided to stop at Covington at the next stop because my son wants Panera, and the only place that has Panera is in Covington. So we're gonna go to this Covington Supercharger. So we had to drive around the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge because the traffic was so heavy. So the nav redirected us to another route, but we didn't lose any time. We're still scheduled to arrive at 7:39 at the Covington Charger, and we're gonna have some dinner there, and then we're gonna continue on, probably a quick stop at Robertsdale, Alabama, and then look for a hotel to stay overnight. So I'm here in Covington. That's a Target here, and there is lots of stores in this area, and parked right beside another Model X refresh. Let's see if it's a Plaid. So the last segment of the trip was about 180 miles, I believe, or 180 I think, and I think that's gonna be the last charge for today. It's like 7:45 p.m. right now, something like that. And we're gonna look for a hotel in like 2 to 3 hours, probably around Pensacola area. We're gonna take a hotel, and I probably want to go to the charge one more time or 2 more times before we get home. I think 2 more times. So 20 minutes remaining. Here's the plan right now to drive from Covington to Crestview. Right now at 84% state of charge, I would arrive with 4% based on the estimation from the car. I don't want to take a chance, and I'd like to go a little bit faster, so I'm probably gonna charge up to like 96%, 97%. So I'm gonna have a nice buffer to arrive with sufficient charge at my destination. Fifth and last trip leg on the return trip was from Covington, Louisiana to Crestview in Florida. That's where we stayed overnight at the hotel, and we also charged at the Supercharger there. So we are heading into Mobile, Alabama right now. We're gonna go through the tunnel in a moment, and we're only less than 100 miles from our destination in Crestview, Florida. So we're back in Florida. We just crossed the state line. It's only 56 miles to the next stop, which is going to be our hotel, and we're also going to put a little bit of a charge in the car so it doesn't sit at low charge overnight. So we are 2 miles from the charger, 234 miles on this leg of the trip, 341 watt-hours per mile average consumption, and that's gonna be the last stop before we go to the hotel. We are in Crestview tomorrow, planning on stopping in Madison for our last stop. So we made it to Crestview with 4% remaining, and that's our last stop for the day, and our hotel is close to here, and tomorrow we're gonna stop one more time in Madison, and that's all gonna be our last stop. The first trip leg on the second day of the return trip was from Crestview in Florida to Madison in Florida. That was a 196 mile trip leg. So we're on the road again. We are heading to Madison Supercharger in about 188 miles from here. From the hotel it was like 195 miles or something like that. And that's going to be our last charging stop before home. We expect to get home like 5-6 p.m. So we're getting close to our last stop, 40 miles. The last segment was about 195, 196 miles. I went mostly 80 to 85 on that segment, but I had charged to 97%, so I had a little bit of a buffer to be able to drive a little slower, a little faster, and that's going to be our last stop. So So we're arriving at our last stop, which is Madison Supercharger. Let's see where the chargers are. Oh, they're right here in front. That's convenient. Okay, there's an Arby's, and let's see what else they have around here.
Now you have arrived.
I think just the Arby's, I guess. That's fine. That's a 250 kilowatt charger, so we don't really have to worry about parking beside somebody else, but I always prefer to park away from other people. Oh, I'm charging at 254 kilowatts. That's unbelievable. I've never seen it that fast. Final leg of the return trip was from Madison, Florida to my home in Lakeland, Florida. That was a 213-mile trip leg. We're almost home. 7 miles to home right now, and everything worked out great. We made it all the way there with 5 supercharging stops and 1 hotel stop, 1350 miles or 1370 miles, I think, something like that, and 6 stops on the way back because we didn't have a hotel charge this time. Our hotel didn't have a charger, so we had to charge at Crestview Supercharger. But that's about it. The trip went very well. No major traffic issues. That's the first time I did that trip without any major traffic issues. And I'm glad that we are back.